If you've driven there recently, there's now a giant wind farm off of I-65 on the way to Indianapolis. But you don't have to go that far to see wind turbines in action. The technology has caught wind across Chicago. Chicago Tonight's Paris Schutz shows us how wind power has gone local and what some Chicago area residents are doing to get in on the action.
This Highland Park home is taking advantage of one of the most abundant resources in and around the Windy City.
It's very simple. This device harnesses the wind, it generates power.
The home's owner, Doug Snower, is an architectural photographer by day.
I travel a lot to Europe and Asia and China, and this technology is all over those countries. And so when I was there and seeing them using that technology, that's when the bell went off.
By night, he's an amateur wind farmer powering part of his home with the help of this contraption. It's called a vertical access wind turbine.
This particular unit is a 400-watt wind turbine with a 200-watt solar panel. So ultimately, at full capacity, it's putting out 600 watts of power.
Doug says he bought and installed the turbine for around $5,000, but admits that a device this small can only power so much.
This system has more of a backup power capacity. It's not a system that offsets dollar for dollar the power that we use.
He says ComEd need not worry yet. He uses the turbine to charge batteries, which in turn power laptops, lights, cell phones, and a small fridge. It's part of a home all about conservation, from a driveway that absorbs rainwater to a special kind of grass that he says requires no mowing, to a wood-burning fireplace that serves as a heating system.
It will provide 80 to 90% of our heat on most of the days in the winter.
But he says the turbine is his conversation starter, an educational tool to provide neighbors and passers-by an example of how a residential customer can take advantage of renewable energy. Speaking of conversation starters, get a wind of this thing about 2 blocks behind me. It's an 80-foot tall wind turbine, the kind you usually only see in rural areas. This one is just blocks from O'Hare Airport, right on Irving Park Road in suburban Schiller Park. It provides all the power for the Great Escape restaurant, known for its ribs, pot pies, and now, of course, a giant wind turbine in the parking lot. It leaves some customers befuddled and others pleasantly surprised.
It's pretty. Cute. What is it? Is it generating electricity for
powering the whole
surrounding
restaurant.
businesses?
Yeah.
Really? That's wonderful then.
It's going to run our business, plus any excess power she generates is going to go back to the community to supplement the surrounding homes.
Owner Brian Great said he was motivated to put it in during the last presidential election.
When all the politicians were making an issue out of foreign oil and alternative energy, it just, I was tired of waiting for somebody else to do something. And that inspired me to start researching it.
He says he initially wanted something like Doug Snower's vertical access turbine, but then got ambitious and decided to go the whole 9 yards. He says this turbine produces 108 kilowatts of energy per hour, which is 120% of what he needs for the restaurant.
To put something this large up in an urban center is kind of unprecedented, but we investigated it and it became possible.
He says the equipment, plus 2 years of construction and a never-ending permitting process, set him back a little over $300,000.
We should pay for it in about 10 to 12 years. We're paying more per kilowatt now than we would with ComEd, but it's one of those things where you can't afford to do it, but you can't afford not to do it.
He says the process of getting it cleared by the FAA took 6 months, and the village of Schiller Park another month.
Other villages have shot down projects like this for no logical reason. These people listened, and now we have reality where there was possibility.
We're very happy about it. We're very happy for Brian and the restaurant because we think it's unique and it brings a lot of notoriety to the place. I think we're far more likely to look at it in other areas because of this.
As for the FAA and O'Hare, Brian says they have one request.
We even have to notify them if we ever take it down. If we ever take it down, which I don't intend to, they won't be able to tell their pilots turn left at the windmill.
For Chicago Tonight, this is Paris Schutz.
The Schiller Park village manager says that 2 other businesses in his village have inquired about installing their own wind turbines. Meanwhile, Doug Snower says he's preparing to open a store to sell these smaller vertical access turbines.